Attention passionate Green Bay Packers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Green Bay Packers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Green Bay Packers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Green Bay Packers fans. Let's get to the news. So, folks, the NFL offseason never really sleeps, right? And this year, the Green Bay Packers are making some interesting moves that could reshape their secondary for the upcoming season. This time, it's about a name that's been catching attention among NFL circles, Asante Samuel Jr. Yes, you heard that right. Despite being a free agent for a while now, Samuel Jr. remains unsigned, and many fans are wondering what's holding back a talented young cornerback like him. Well, as reports suggest, it's mainly due to concerns about his shoulder injury, which kept him out after Week 4 last season, and more recently, his neck surgery in April. That's right, he underwent neck surgery in April, and that has understandably caused some teams to hesitate, but the fact remains, Asante Samuel Jr. is still a very productive player and his potential is enormous. Now picture this, Samuel Jr., just 25 years old, still in the prime of his career, coming off a season where he showed flashes of brilliance before the injury. In 2023, he intercepted 2 passes and broke up 10 others, which is no small feat. His PFF grade for that season was an impressive 75.6, making him the highest-rated cornerback on the Los Angeles Chargers that year. That's high praise for a player who, despite his size, plays much bigger than his stature, using his instincts and physicality to make up for any perceived limitations. It's precisely this kind of player that the Green Bay Packers need to bolster their secondary after what was a surprising and somewhat alarming move, releasing Jaire Alexander. Now, let's talk about the current state of the Packers' cornerback room. Following Jaire Alexander's departure, the starting spots are currently held by Nate Hobbs and Keisean Nixon. But let's be honest, neither of these guys has enough experience or proven consistency to confidently carry the secondary on their own. The Packers definitely need a reliable, high-caliber player to step in and provide stability, leadership, and a true shutdown presence. And that's where Asante Samuel Jr. could come into play. Bringing him into the fold would not only give them a talented player to depend on immediately, but also a future cornerstone for their secondary. His ability to read plays, make critical interceptions, and disrupt passing routes makes him an ideal fit for the Packers' defensive scheme. Now, it's worth mentioning that Samuel Jr. recently visited the New Orleans Saints, and he has a checkup scheduled for early July. This suggests that he's actively exploring his options and that teams are still very interested in acquiring his services. The Packers, with their need for an upgrade at cornerback, should definitely be among those teams showing serious interest. His visit to the Saints was just a part of his ongoing evaluation process, and sources say that several teams are vying for his signature. But for Packers fans, the idea of adding a player with his talent and potential to a defense that desperately needs reinforcements is incredibly exciting. Think about the impact he could have. Samuel Jr. excels with his instincts, often making up for small size with his tenacity and physicality. He's the kind of defensive back who plays with a chip on his shoulder, always looking to make a game-changing play. His ability to read the quarterback's eyes, anticipate routes, and make timely interceptions could be exactly what the Packers need to take their pass defense to the next level. Plus, with his untapped potential still ahead of him, the Packers could be betting on a player who, with proper health and coaching, might become one of the league's top cornerbacks in the coming years. And let's not forget the broader context here. The NFC North is always fiercely competitive, with teams like the Detroit Lions, Minnesota Vikings, and Chicago Bears all making moves to improve. The Packers, historically known for their strong defenses and smart personnel decisions, will want to respond quickly, adding someone like Samuel Jr., even if it's on a short-term deal, could give them that extra edge. It's about building depth, competition, and giving young players like Nixon and Hobbs some real competition for starting roles. It's about creating a secondary that can hold its own against the league's best passing attacks. Now, for the fans who follow the Packers closely, This move makes a lot of sense. They need a reliable, versatile cornerback who can step in right away and contribute. Samuel J.R. has shown he can be that type of player, and his recent visits and medical evaluations indicate that he's eager to get back on the field. The Packers coaching staff and front office are known for their strategic thinking, so if they see the value in adding Samuel J.R., it could be a move that pays off big time. A healthier Samuel J.R., paired with a motivated roster, could significantly boost the Packers' defensive efficiency, especially in third-down stops and red zone defense. Now, I want to highlight that this isn't just about short-term fixes. The Packers have always been about building a team with a long-term vision, especially at key positions like cornerback. With Samuel J.R. still being only 25, they're not just signing a stopgap, they're bringing in someone who could be a foundational piece for years to come. He has the skills, the instincts, and the drive. The question is whether his health will hold up, but if he's cleared by medical teams, the potential for him to thrive in Green Bay is really high. And honestly, given what they've lost in Jaire Alexander's absence, it's a risk worth considering. And we should also talk about the broader picture of the NFL offseason, how teams are maneuvering to get better. The Packers are known for their smart, sometimes bold moves, and acquiring a player like Samuel J.R. would fit perfectly within that philosophy. It's about investing in young talent, maximizing their roster, and creating a defense that can compete with anyone in the league. With the NFC North getting more competitive, every addition counts, and Samuel J.R. could very well be the piece that turns the Packers' secondary from a question mark into a strength. So, fans, keep an eye on this situation. The upcoming weeks will be crucial, especially with his scheduled checkup in early July. Everything checks out. I wouldn't be surprised to see Green Bay making a move. They need a cornerback with his skill set, someone who can be a leader in the secondary and help stabilize the unit. The potential here is enormous, and it could be a game changer for their defense. Green Bay has always been about resilience and smart football decisions, and bringing in a young, talented player like Samuel J.R. could be exactly what they need to push further in the 2025 season and beyond. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Green Bay Packers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Green Bay Packers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential signing? Do you believe Samuel J.R. can be the player that transforms their secondary? Or are you concerned about his health and recent surgery? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion really matters to us and to the Packers. Remember, it's the fans who make this community so passionate and strong. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Green Bay Packers news. This offseason is shaping up to be one of the most intriguing in recent memory. And with moves like this, the Packers are clearly looking to reinforce their defense and set the stage for another deep playoff run. Thanks for sticking with me, and as always, go Pack Go!